Hey guys, Blue here. So I just wanted to do a quick video to talk about Soundblaster Special 2. I have gotten some questions about it, which makes sense because it's a very tricky special to dodge. And it's one of those specials that can seem like it's impossible to dodge. But the good news is it isn't. You can actually learn to dodge it consistently with a lot of practice. Now, it is quite tricky. It requires very specific timing, but you can absolutely get the hang of it over time. Now, the thing with SB Special 2 that I think trips people up the most, besides the fact that it does require very specific timing, is in how people look at the special. They mislabel it because you look at that and you're reminded of Blaster Special 2 because they're very similar. And so you might think to yourself, okay, if I can just do a very well-timed sidestep, like with Blaster Special 2, you'll be able to dodge SB Special 2. But that does not work. Sidestepping it means that you'll still get hit. So rather than thinking of that first hit of SB Special 2 as a range shot, right, as projectiles, it's actually more beneficial to think of that first hit as a cross-map melee attack that travels across the arena at you and therefore requires a very well-timed backstep. It's a dash back that allows you to dodge it. Okay, so even though that first hit looks like projectiles, it's just more helpful to think of it as a melee attack that you have to backstep. And by the way, the reason we know that the first hit of SB Special 2 is dodged like a melee is because bots with melee evasion can evade it. If you're using a bot with melee evasion, they will sometimes evade that first hit. Okay, so rather than thinking of SB Special 2 like blasters, it's actually much more beneficial to think of it as similar to Prowl's Special 2 or Ironhide Special 2, right? Prowl Special 2, very difficult and tricky to dodge at first, but it simply requires two very well-timed backsteps to dodge both hits. It's the exact same thing with Soundblaster. You just have to time that dash back very well, okay? If you dash back a quarter of a second too early or too late, you'll still get hit, but that's why you simply need to practice a lot, okay? And so in that clip that I just did, right, you can see that I was blocking with Sonny right before he launched the special. And I was doing that partly to bait the special, but also because I knew that the timing is difficult. So if my timing was just slightly off and he ended up hitting me, having that block there would give me a bit of protection. And so the best thing to do to learn how to dodge this is to simply practice against SB in arenas and in story. There's got to be a lane in the story somewhere where Soundblaster is one of the first fights. And so you could just do that over and over again. And once you do it a few dozen times, it will become reflexive for you. You know, that muscle memory will build, then you'll get more confident and you'll be able to dodge it most of the time, right? It can be hard to do 100%, just like with Prowl Special 2, but you absolutely can get the hang of it. In the meantime, while you're learning how to dodge it, if you have to fight a difficult SB, like in AMs, well, then you can just block the first hit because the first hit doesn't do that much damage. It's really the second hit that can totally wreck you. So if you need to block it at first, that's okay. With that said, I would definitely encourage everyone to learn how to dodge it because dodging really tricky specials is not only very satisfying, it feels really good, it can also really help you out in higher level, more difficult content because as we all know, if you have to block hits in really high level content, that can still result in a lot of damage. So it's a very worthwhile endeavor if you're willing to put in a little bit of work to learn how to dodge his Special 2. Okay? And so that's the deal with SB. Just practice a bunch and you will get the hang of it over time. So I hope this has been helpful, guys, and we will be in touch again soon. Take care.